A Dalton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants her.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of.
Once celebrated as a trailblazer and the first black female mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard's journey has taken a dramatic and shocking turn. What began as a historic achievement has devolved into a scandal-ridden tenure marked by mounting allegations of corruption, financial misconduct, and misuse of taxpayer funds. Henyard's grip on power in the small Illinois town is slipping, and her political career teeters on the brink of collapse. A once promising tenure has spiraled into a spectacle of mismanagement, extravagant personal spending, and escalating legal troubles, leaving the community in turmoil. At the center of the controversy are allegations that Henyard used town funds for personal gain, including lavish expenditures on luxury hotels, first-class flights, and questionable purchases that have sparked outrage among Dalton residents. One of the most shocking revelations was a reported $43,000 Amazon shopping spree in a single day. Additionally, reports surfaced of a $10,000 stay at Atlanta's Four Seasons Hotel. As these allegations continue to mount, trustees have scrambled to salvage the town's finances. However, the damage is extensive, with the town's infrastructure, public services, and mounting debt suffering as a result of her alleged actions. Despite the weight of these accusations, Henyard remains defiant, refusing to cooperate with investigations or support efforts to bring accountability to Dalton's finances. Her combative approach has included vetoing measures to hire external auditors and blocking attempts to impose stricter spending limits. These actions have further paralyzed the town's leadership. Public frustration has reached a boiling point, with packed town hall meetings, protests, and social media campaigns demanding her resignation. Yet Henyard continues to frame herself as a misunderstood leader under attack, branding herself as the town's super mayor and insisting that she is a champion of the people. Henyard's increasingly bizarre behavior during public appearances has only fueled growing discontent. At one town meeting, she reportedly arrived with a golden microphone, and at another, a DJ played Rihanna's "Beat Our Better Have My Money" as she addressed the room. These incidents have left residents questioning whether she fully grasps the gravity of the situation. Her refusal to acknowledge the seriousness of the allegations has alienated many, while trustees who were once her allies have become her most vocal critics. Tensions have intensified, and speculation about Henyard's potential escape is growing. Rumors swirl that she may attempt to flee before facing legal consequences, particularly given her reduced public appearances and silence on critical issues. The FBI's increasing focus on tracking her whereabouts has only heightened these suspicions, adding to the uncertainty surrounding her future. Further fueling concerns is her alleged connection to Deputy Police Chief L.S. Lacey, who was recently indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges. Lacey's indictment has raised questions about whether Henyard's financial misconduct runs deeper than previously thought. Local trustees have taken steps to curb Henyard's power, revoking her access to town credit cards, imposing stricter spending limits, and initiating an independent investigation into her financial activities. However, these efforts have been met with fierce resistance from Henyard, who has blocked any attempts to bring in outside oversight. Her refusal to cooperate has left the town's leadership gridlocked, exacerbating Dalton's financial strain. The town faces crumbling infrastructure, and there is even the possibility of missed payrolls for public employees. Trustees are urgently working to draft an emergency budget, but their efforts continue to be hindered by Henyard's ongoing resistance. The fallout from Henyard's actions has become a bitter political and personal drama, leaving Dalton on the brink of collapse. As the FBI intensifies its investigation, residents are closely watching, hoping for justice to prevail. While the timeline for legal action remains uncertain, it is clear that Henyard's time in office may soon come to an end. The question remains whether she will face accountability before she has the chance to flee, or if the community will have to endure further turmoil before the full extent of her alleged actions is revealed. As the investigation continues and public pressure mounts, the future of Dalton hangs in the balance. The wheels of justice are in motion, and the residents of Dalton anxiously await the resolution of this dramatic saga.
She's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
In 2021, Tiffany Henyard made history as the first African-American woman to be elected mayor of Dalton, a milestone that inspired hope and optimism throughout the community. Her victory was heralded as a new beginning for the town, promising economic reform, community-driven projects, and better management of Dalton's long-standing issues. Residents were energized by the prospect of a leader who reflected their values and aspirations. Henyard's platform, which emphasized safety improvements, enhanced public services, and a commitment to serving the people, resonated deeply. For a time, it seemed as though she was living up to her promises, and her popularity surged. However, just 2 years into her administration, Henyard's tenure took a dramatic and disturbing turn. What began as a hopeful journey devolved into a chaotic saga of allegations, lawsuits, and reckless spending that resembled a reality TV drama more than the workings of local government. Accusations of financial mismanagement became routine, and her administration became mired in controversy. Her defiance in the face of mounting evidence alienated her from the very people who had once supported her. By 2022, rumors of fiscal mismanagement had grown louder. Residents and local leaders noticed that Henyard appeared more focused on her personal interests than on the needs of Dalton. The situation worsened when she assumed the role of supervisor of Thornton Township, giving her control over 2 local governmental bodies. Instead of using her expanded position to foster positive change, Henyard found herself at odds with trustees from both Dalton and Thornton Township, who accused her of corruption and reckless spending. Reports surfaced of questionable financial decisions, including extravagant purchases, excessive travel costs, and a lack of transparency in the town's budgeting process. These mounting allegations led to open clashes between Henyard and Dalton's trustees, who accused her of bankrupting the town. Trustees from Thornton Township expressed similar grievances, fueling rumors that Henyard had become a rogue leader. Once celebrated for her potential, she was now tarnished by allegations of corruption. Her ambitious plans for transformation were overshadowed by the growing controversy, leaving many to question where it all went wrong. As public scrutiny intensified, Henyard responded with bold defiance. Instead of addressing the allegations directly, she framed herself as the victim of a coordinated campaign. In a dramatic live broadcast, she declared, "I will be seeking arrest for individuals involved. I will be pressing charges," positioning herself as the target of political sabotage. Despite overwhelming evidence of financial misconduct, millions of taxpayer dollars unaccounted for, and a ballooning public debt, Henyard insisted that her critics were part of a conspiracy to ruin her reputation. This narrative of victimhood resonated with her remaining supporters, but did little to quell the growing outrage among Dalton's residents. As residents watched their town spiral into crisis, with crumbling streets, cutbacks to public services, and a mounting deficit, the central question on everyone's mind was, where did all the money go? The situation was exacerbated by Henyard's increasingly controversial decisions and behavior. Instead of addressing the town's financial woes, she adopted a larger-than-life persona, referring to herself as Super Mayor and using billboards, social media, and public appearances to promote her image. Her conduct often seemed tone-deaf to the struggles facing Dalton. For instance, she appeared at meetings with a golden microphone and used public events to flaunt her self-proclaimed invincibility. These actions alienated even her most loyal supporters, making it increasingly difficult to defend her. As the situation deteriorated, Dalton's trustees scrambled to impose spending limits, revoke Henyard's access to municipal funds, and restore some order to the town's finances. However, Henyard fought back, using her veto power to block efforts at accountability and delaying any attempts to address the town's financial disarray. Her refusal to cooperate only reinforced the perception that she saw herself as above the law. As the allegations mounted, Henyard's role as mayor became increasingly untenable. Legal battles over financial misconduct and conflicts of interest began to take shape, and speculation about her intentions grew. Henyard missed key meetings, limited her public appearances, and became more reclusive. Many residents and political observers began to wonder whether she was plotting an escape to avoid facing the consequences of her actions. Others questioned whether she fully grasped the severity of the situation, as her increasingly erratic behavior made it difficult to discern her priorities. What had once been a cause for celebration, the election of Dalton's first Black female mayor, had turned into a bitter disappointment for many residents. Feelings of betrayal and anger were widespread as the community watched the town's finances spiral out of control. the situation reached a breaking point when the FBI launched an investigation into Henyard's Adminisration, signaling that her claims of being untouchable might soon come to an end. As the legal and political drama unfolded, Dalton's future remained uncertain. While Henyard's defiant stance may have earned her some temporary support, the mounting pressure from both the public and law enforcement suggested that the end of her controversial tenure was near. Whether she will face accountability before she has the chance to flee, or if the community will have to endure further turmoil before the full extent of her alleged actions is revealed, remains to be seen. As the investigation continues and public pressure mounts, the residents of Dalton anxiously await the resolution of this dramatic saga.
Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Thornton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid, or what she says.
Allegations of reckless spending against Tiffany Henyard have cast a harsh spotlight on a mayor accused of misusing public funds, leaving Dalton residents both disillusioned and outraged. As the town faces unpaid vendors, deteriorating infrastructure, and an escalating financial crisis, Henyard's extravagant expenditures have become a source of widespread anger. The stark contrast between Dalton's struggles and her reportedly lavish lifestyle has only fueled public frustration, with reports suggesting that Henyard has routinely indulged in luxury at the expense of the community.